Cold arcs square down to juts, eye-clashed sleep to streams, clouds gliding, view and scutter, pop, falling out of the catch-all, vocab, find only say what, say physics, they will know it, by entrails, climbing frost. The scene is as follows. Interviewer sits at a desk. Guest sits across from him. Visible between them is a chessboard stuck to the wall. It has magnetized pieces and is mid-game. There is a bonsai tree to the left. It stands motionless throughout. The guest asks anxiously, fast, what is it we feel the need to scream into, and who made it, and where and when, and for what purpose, and under what kind of duress, also known as working conditions, and what was the rate of pay? What song on repeat has etched a new neural pathway with a ramp on it which a skateboarder who has spent the last hour or so scoping out the surrounding area kickflips off of and fails to land it, nutting himself. The interviewer nods, once, concomitantly for the exact duration of the nod, which is brief. There is a pause. A sensation of restraint. Receding, one goes like, assertion one jumps off the tallest building nearby. Negotiation won't sit with you at the lunch table. Tittering, pipe of throat feels. All the other speech-related adjective come nouns acting hell, a disc scratched across, pole to pole, hop, expansive no apathy, kindling to a clipped drop. Too late leveling, singular, this coarser movement. There is still a pause. The majority of our lives are an exegesis of the first epistle to the Thessalonians, 4:11. Acephalic roaches are capable of living for weeks. Humans, however, would bleed to death. The human body cannot eat without the head. The body would die from starvation. The bonsai tree is silent. Primitive neopterans breathe through spiracles, or little holes in each body segment. The spiracles pipe air directly to tissues through a set of tubes called trachea, no central authority. Insects have clumps of ganglia, equally distributed within each body segment, capable of performing the basic nervous functions responsible for reflexes, so that the brain, the body, can still function in terms of very simple reactions. They can stand, react to touch, and move. The head is fine, waving its antenna back and forth for several hours until it runs out of resources. Reassembling it all lost the daily bust of car-crashed glass, living in a room barely able to, the real thought which stops and goes, both feet all the way down on the accelerator and brake. A pause, the way out runs screaming into the forest. Assertions 10 through 20 are playing Russian roulette. The course will grow between the hours of our intentions. Mold. Under that shrink and safety blanket, gash the bucket, dependency as a cup, decision striated with, and we need, so unsure. We as they from the beginning of the earlier draft, be pulled worse than teeth. Every line bursts, cut shut, trapped free. Orthorexia, applause, assertions, their bodies piled. Raw interpassivity. Each city is a sleeping superorganism. Consanguine, we flick out to splits, pant, shallow. Pain of stretched film, clinging. Looks compacted, shattered to tiny, gravity pools whatness. Propriety goes patch, effaced, then latticed into, sucked in, a gaze is peeled off and out, and over the giving. Maybe it was a distraction from what was happening front and center foreground. We were straining backstage. Anyway, look back and you're gone, cracked into the wall, confiscated and shredded. Those who are missing, those who disappear and resurface bizarrely refashioned. Frozen in 1884 or 1920 or 1956 or 1966 or 1967 or 2016, or 2019, seconds bang, hours bang, days bang. You who are missing or returned as ghosts, we do not ask you what really happened. We wait screaming through no mouth. We gnaw to your hunger. To speak is the clock, speak the clock in your mouth. To spit the clock is to raise a fist, is to prove you exist, to spit pure denial. Circulate this counterfeit. In truth, every hair retracts to consult the tongue split somnambulist, this bill of infinite goodwill, warmth, and sincerity, holding it in check. My mooring is mist and zoos. With no sunset, I roll on. The sky bends buildings. An asteroid is no clarity. 3/4 moon fixed sky. Frost towards it. Flows sleep. Foam lights. Hong Kong is no church. It is morning in Calgary and LA. Evening in Cork. Cargo is in the blood. Blood in the cargo. You build a bridge and then you burn it. You build a bridge and then you burn it. You build a bridge and then you burn it because you have to relocate. You build a bridge and then you burn it because of a war. You build a bridge and then it's shut down because the economy tanks and the maintenance cost is too high, and then it is burned. You reopen another bridge where the same thing happened before, but it didn't burn. You build a bridge and then you burn it. You build a bridge and then you bury the workers who built that bridge and the foundations of the next bridge, and you burn the last bridge. And don't talk about that bridge anymore. No one does. The new bridge is good though. You build a bridge and then you burn it because they're sending nothing worthwhile your way. You build a bridge and then you burn it. You build a bridge and then they burn it. You cross a bridge. You discover an old untouched bridge. You can't believe it. You discover this old untouched bridge, and everything about this bridge is fine, and it needs no maintenance, weirdly. You cover the bridge up again because you have to move. The physical land you're occupying moves elsewhere, and that bridge isn't there anymore. They build a bridge and then you burn it. You build a bridge and then you burn it. You switch sides. You build a bridge and then you burn it. You build a bridge and then you burn it just because. The bridges are out of use. You forget what bridges are for. You think they are for burning. You burn the bridge because you think they might burn the bridge first. It's ridiculous, but there it is. Renounce the life you have planned. The boomerang strapped to your back pings, then there are echoes. All this talk's not yet fixed in place with a firing pin. Concrete, old poems, word tunnels, the stroke of your favorite character, pissing on the sun, the mail held back, laptop infected, a climate controlled estate seeing be white. Released into burst bubble. No one is good. Eyes cracked. Soul is a dog to which I am allergic. Give me a bump. And foremost premise, D. The trifling soars deliver C. Trifling promise of a boat with the dock pacing the high lines. B. Termination in the mountains cresting skylines brought to the foundation of A. Presidential premise that each hoop jumped is a haptic antiseptic jammed into a septum. Petty. B. Assertion insects bite my sleep, and so. C. Derivations that the bourgeoisie have only two senses, entitlement and propriety, but it transfers back to the premise hidden behind the trifling promise over the first line break, like a heat transfer, or a money transfer, or a room transfer, or an energy transfer, or a presumed transfer of funds, or an electron transfer. And that is a problem, like a problem child, or a health problem, or a problem case, or a drug problem, or a drink problem, or the transition problem, or this next tiny premise. B, a grime comment as the approximate prospects of improvement, which are impersonated by a full body cleanse for the chakras of an elongated legless hog, i.e. trout. And then an ovary secluding a sperm, containing us as D, executive premise with the rhetoric of responsibility, or a case of the pot calling the departing kettle back to apologize, or an paltry premise such as, oh, you know, in time models become sclerotic unto utter uselessness. So B, suppository. You return to the womb and find you're overqualified in regal contortionist dross, tin swag, scar tissue, have been destroyed and reassembled, destroyed and reassembled, destroyed and reassembled on repeat. My words are vacant. It is difficult to imagine circumstances different to exactly these. I write process documents so that anyone can do it, so that tomorrow a temp can come in and have no excuse, like simple poems, where a poet can walk in and there's no excuse. What I mean is something about administrative labor and simplicity and directness, the point being about what happens before you get in the door, maybe when that building's foundations were laid, but also not that it is lost in advance. What I meant, I said imperfectly. The poem is not simple, it is complicated, like getting around the town or country is complicated. I wish I could enumerate how, but I can't count higher than 7. And sometimes that 7 is like the upper part of an irrational fraction. The ingredients were mushed up in the cream, then poured onto a plate and cold fried. Then she scraped them up into rolls and put them in a cup. A desperate artisanal present in regress, from passive to active, the skills like shells removed. I write through to its end, the brutal core which I read care. For example, when people from smaller islands visit bigger islands, they often feel there are too many people and it is too busy, and they get tired and return home. This is called ethnography. No longer personal, still private. An advert is for what happens anyway, like quantum fizz or damage. This form, stamped by buffalo, there is no life. It is signed by infrastructure. There are no buffalo. And in the possible, nothing happens. You look out the window and see some greenery, a unit. It is measured. It has a distinct health benefit. And the calipers come down. Who holds them? The calipers. What holds them? The ridges, the ligaments. It goes past all that. Understanding miles of ghosts in empty refrains. It is not this or that beautiful. There is a certain kind, there's a certain kindness in the cut, in pulling at that edge. Sometimes things just get blown up with difficulty, sometimes in a trifling manner, and crawled half back at it without a way through, other than the angle of the magnetic field against the horizon. It is the familiar feel of the rug suddenly taken from overhead and stitched into your pool, revoking the permanent frosted glass as no dwarf order, skips cancelling or moving backwards to the Neolithic multi-species resettlement node, the symbiotic outgrowth sandwiched or smoked. The spider huddles in the cold, indistinguishable from its web, plainer and ashen. Of course, I have met my maker, our faces pressed up against the terrarium. It was stormy outside, to add to that homely feeling. This is important. Flaming force of habit in a constellation, reconstituted with a softer accent, sitting in the corner just like so, and the rain, not trivial, like the sleep, would paw the rafters, if anyone had them. To be descending in the dream twilight of the rising glue of this afterlife, the falling to skin. There are people without a theory out there, and in here, who feel bad breaking even for the right reason, balanced on the flotilla, without a theory of the flotilla, without a theory for falling in, without a theory for flying away or swimming. The condensation gathers on our mirrors, forming a meniscus for black mold. This serrated, look it glinting and resting just on the skin. Can we this unplugged, grown to feel so low, in strictures of body cold, the root fast forward grow? I want to pick it, the scab. Do you remember being told if you got the right job, you'd never work a day in your life? Yeah, that. Amygdala level. That is your enemy. A clipped wing, a toeless stub, the entire cosmology of anti-pigeon spikes. The ways it makes what it calls nature adapt. Where is it? What does it please? Where is the outside? It's difficult to locate. My landlord is nervous when we meet. At the center of that nervousness is a precious oil I must extract. I keep thinking about it. The inversion of the immiseration thesis, its sentiment of point to fiction like all points to produce the map of the everyday, which is the limit case of the real map. Another sentiment. At a poetry reading, someone spoke about their father, prison screw in a colonial conflict. Pick one. He was executed by the other side. They said after a moment, maybe he deserved to die. Sometimes I wake up inside it, turn what we usually feel inside out, and you get close to it. A straight line was extended from this infinitely small point occupying no space and swung about. It was not rigid, having no dimensions. The skin is just a series of transitions to scattered probabilities. I crept up on them slowly, wearing a mask, and I saw a shadow or maybe a stain. But I guess I'm calling your show to ask what it was, and how to sneak past it, or inside of it, a crevice in it. Just write it out. I worked the skin from the flesh with my flint, tendons, flesh, stringy, in a garden. I had achieved my goal. I had a pet. Although dying takes much time and commitment, living is something some of us must do. My friends, you are so much stronger than you even know.